My name is Kurt, and I identify as a half donkey, half alligator with the tail of a scorpion. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. This is Kurt Kennedy Breaking. Man, I ain't even wasting no time, man. This is day 19 of 100 days. The 100 days challenge, man. I'm on day 19, 100 days in a row, and we'll see what happens after that. I might go be with the Lord after that. No pun intended. To die is gain. I'm Kurt Kennedy. This is CNN. Let's go in. Boy, do we. There was a song that my friend, he got caught skipping school. We were in high school. And when he got caught skipping, he said when he went to the security guard's office, this song was in the background. Caught on the roof. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know the song. It was one of them 50 shows. Boom, caught on the roof. Ladies and gentlemen, conglomerate news organization Fox News. Have you heard about this? Fox News settles for $787 million with Dominion voting machines for a defamation lawsuit. Wowzers. All right, let me say a couple things first. Number one, basically what this is Fox News and Dominion voting machines. Fox News was accusing Dominion voting machines of rigging their machines of being the reason why the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump. They made multiple claims on this. They were about to have a 6-day trial in which they would have had to interview Rupert Murdoch, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and a bunch of other people, right? This is the day before day one. I mean, the jury was called in, everything. The day before the trial begins, Fox News settles with Dominion voting machines for $787 million. Keep in mind that Dominion at best is worth $80 million. So this is a come up. Now, Dominion has said that this particular, what Fox News done, the reason why they asked for so much money is because they said that they've damaged their credibility for future business because they have accused Dominion of essentially rigging the election for Donald Trump. The machines rigging it. This was the story of the conservatives, and we all know this, that the election was stolen and they got. Let's watch a brief clip of this story so you can see I'm not making this stuff up. All right? Here we go.
Lawyers tonight say Fox News admitted to lying to its audience when it said Dominion voting rigged the 2020 presidential election.
What was supposed to be a landmark trial didn't even reach opening arguments before both sides settled, and now Fox will have to pay an astronomical sum of money.
Yeah, but as Bree Jackson reports, this might not be the end of Dominion's battle for justice.
Let go.
A settlement reached in the legal fight between Dominion Voting Systems and media giant Fox News. The two sides agreeing on an historic amount.
Today's settlement of $787,500,000 represents vindication and accountability. Lies have consequences.
In its defamation lawsuit, Dominion alleged that Fox knowingly aired false claims spread by supporters of former President Donald Trump, blaming Dominion voting machines for his 2020 presidential election loss.
Fox and Dominion have reached an
Crazy. All right. So this dropped. Here was Fox News's response. Listen to this. You can't make this stuff up. We are pleased to have reached a settlement of our dispute with Dominion Voting Systems. We acknowledge the court's rulings finding certain claims about Dominion to be false. All right, that's their best bet at saying we lied. All right, this settlement reflects Fox's continued commitment to the highest journalistic standard. Okay, so you just said that you lied. You're settling for $787 million, and you're saying you're committed to high journalistic standards. Wah, 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 wah. We are hopeful that our decision to resolve this dispute with Dominion amicably instead of the acrimony of a divisive trial allows the country to move forward from these issues. Okay. So Fox News is essentially saying, look, we were caught on the roof. They got caught. They were lying. This is why this is a big deal. Let me tell you why this is a big deal. For one, the idea that the election was stolen has done significant damage to the country. And there were many people, if you were a Christian and you did not agree with that assessment, there were some people that were that questioned your integrity as a believer. Almost like it was biblical to believe that the election was stolen, that Donald Trump should have won, and that Dominion was largely responsible. That's crazy. That's a crazy thought. The fact that this is happening and Fox is conceding, this is a big deal. Now, let me tell you something. Let's talk about the truth about when people settle out of court. A lot of times when the money is low, people settle out of court because they don't want the publicity for being dragged in the mud. So, it might be a settlement for a couple $1,000,000 and people settle out of court because it's just not worth the drama, especially in this day and age of social media where everything gets around and people add their own net stories to it. You settle for $20-30 million. That's a lot of money to me and you, but to a company that has it, let's just settle out of court. Most people would assume that there's guilt involved in that. And I typically do. When someone pleads the fifth or they settle out of court, usually there's some measure of guilt attached with it, right? But in this case, $787 million is the highest amount in the history of American politics featuring a defamation lawsuit against a news organization. And it's Fox News. Now, Fox News has $4.1 billion in cash and so forth in liquid. So they can pay the $787 million. But that's about 18% of the money that Fox actually has of their $4.1 billion. So why would you settle for $787 million unless you knew you were going to get drugged through the mud? Now, Dominion was suing for $1.6 million, but they got half of it, but their company's only worth $80 million. So they are going to Disney World. Them folks are, they about to be like Jeff Bezos and buy them a rocket and try to get to heaven, straight Tower of Babel in a ship, right? This is significant because for a lot of people on the conservative side who look to Fox News as the bearer of truth, this is again another layer of saying you just can't trust anyone. Now, before the left, and I'm sure CNN, Jake Tapper was having a field day reporting this story, smugly, self-righteously laughing, as if the left and CNN are beacons of integrity. But the reality is Fox News parades itself as a beacon of integrity, and so many Christians put their hope in and stock in what Fox News reports and believes what they say, that this case, when you settle out of court for $787 million, you are saying it was worth, think about this for a second. If you're going to do a 6-day trial, you have to assess, when you're settling out of court, what is the benefit? If we can win this, if we didn't lie, if we didn't do this, then why would we're not going to pay almost a $1 billion to get, no, but somehow they assessed that a 6-day trial would in fact target their integrity, and they were more worried about the impact of a 6-day trial putting Rupert Murdoch, Tucker Carlson, and Sean Hannity on the stand. They were so worried about that they would rather settle for almost $800 million. That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. What would be interesting is, Donald Trump is still saying that the election was stolen. So with this loss, I wonder if Fox is not going to be able to cover Trump when he says the election was stolen. Are they going to be able to cover him? I don't know. But this is a big deal. You can say what you want about leftist media, and boy, is there a lot to say. Leftist media is, they need, a lot of it is trash. But Fox News is unique in this sense. There are only a few conglomerate conservative news outlets. You could say the Daily Wire is one of those now, and a few others. But Fox News is the Don Corleone of conservative news outlets. And people who are conservative Christians get their P's and Q's from Fox News. People have been saying, I know people, believers, I know, who trust God, have been believing the narrative that the election was stolen, that Dominion did that. Now it's time to be humble and stop saying that, and stop putting so much confidence in the news outlet. I kid you not, man. It is the saddest thing in the world as a Christian to see Christians putting more hope and confidence in unsaved, unregenerate men and women who you hope make policies closer to what you believe. You will put more confidence in them, more confidence in politicians and pundits than we do in prayer. How come all these Christian influencers don't say, you know what, let's all pray on Tuesday and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you are in the world. Let's call on the name of the Lord like Genesis 4:26 says that they did at the beginning of time. We just don't do that. We would rather put our confidence in politicians to determine the success of America's economic future than we would the Lord. We have selective sovereignty syndrome. So with this lawsuit, if you're a conservative, I hope, vote your conscience, but do not lose your conscience for a vote. Fox News are liars, just like CNN and all of them. Conservatives are liars, and they will craft stories to get you fired up, just like the left does. They're liars. They craft stories to get you fired up. And in all honesty, this story and all of this stuff was for the shareholders. You made money for the shareholders saying this narrative, drawing attention to your shows, and now you had to pay back all that money you made. If I'm a shareholder, I'm pretty angry right now, Fox. But what do I know? I'm just a guy who still is looking for a tooth and a root canal. All right, having said that, I appreciate y'all watching. Kirk Kennedy, Fox News. Be careful who you trust. Where there's a will, there's a like button. Hit the like button right now. I pity the fool that doesn't hit the like button. I pity you. Grace and peace.